What's going on, YouTube? So today is the day that I talk about my life and at what stage my life is in right now. So to get a little bit more into context, check this out. What was we in? Vallejo. Spelled that wrong. So February 15th, I wake up in the morning. Okay, here we go right here. So February 15th, I was stabbed in the chest. I don't know if y'all can see the scars now, but I was stabbed right here in the chest. When the guy stabbed me, um, he hit an artery and a vein in which they couldn't stop the bleeding. So when so I laid myself on the ground. I instructed one of my homeboys to grab a towel. Well, it used to be homeboy. To grab a towel and hold the pressure so I don't bleed out. So for about 5 minutes, I'm in and out of consciousness. It's different people standing over me until I black out and then I wake up. It's the ambulance standing over me. They're telling me, wake up, stay up, stay up. And I can hear them telling me that. So, bam, I feel them cutting off my clothes, rushing me into the ambulance, taking me all the way there to the hospital. Now, while in the hospital, on the way to the hospital, I guess I was choking on my blood. So they pressed something in the side of my ribs to relieve the pressure on my lungs. That's on the way to the hospital. I felt every bit of that. Still got the scar from it. And I get to the hospital, they can't stop the bleeding. So one doctor, don't know his name, don't know who he is, took his finger and stuck it in the hole to stop the bleeding. And he held it there for 1 hour until the other cardiac doctors was able to come crack my sternum, which means open my chest, because that will be the only way they could stop the bleeding. Now, mind you, through the midst of all of this, I am wide awake while he got his whole finger in the hole. They keep trying to put me to sleep. I keep waking up. When the doctors finally come and they crack my sternum, I kept waking up. Mind you, I woke up like 4 times during surgery. So they repaired the artery and they had to tie my vein up because it was severed. So now my right arm doesn't move as well as it should. I can't extend it above my head for long periods of time. My punch impact is not as accurate or as powerful as it once was. I mean, of course, with a surgery like that, it wouldn't be. So for 8 weeks, I wasn't able to lift over 3 pounds and things like that. So yeah, so they repair it. I'm in surgery 5 hours. I wake up. I'm in ICU. When I wake up, they they take me off of the what's the name for it? The breathing machine. It's a what name they got for it, but they take me off of that. They got the thing paused down my throat. So they pour that out, all the mucus and everything come out, and I wasn't able to talk for an hour. Now, mind you, during that whole situation, Um, according to every doctor, every nurse, everybody I encountered, God had his hand on my shoulder because his exact words, and he was an older doctor. He said in his career of being a doctor, he's only had two other people come in with an injury like mine who survived in his whole career. Other doctors coming in telling me, "Hey, you're a beast, man. You're a beast. Like to go through what you went through, and then you're a beast." I had to learn how to walk again. It took me 3 days to learn how to walk again, to get the strength to walk again. It was a hard. It's been a hard recovery. I'm not gonna lie. I've been hard headed most of my recovery, doing things I ain't supposed to be doing, moving, lifting things, knowing I ain't supposed to, and it's played effect on my surgery, on my after, the pay on the after effects, because now I get nerve pain in my shoulder that lasts for days, and it's constant to where I can't move, walk. Like it's very crazy, and it's like I don't expect the human body to be able to go through that for 30, 40 more years. Like I don't see myself, like it got to be something else wrong with me because I just can't comprehend the human body being able to um put up with that type of it's torture for 30 to 40 more years. So it has to be like like a muscular or something, a muscle, something's wrong because the pain that I endure is beyond me. I promise you that, man. It's crazy. And I'm looking at the sky telling the story because while laying on that ground, bleeding out, feeling my legs go numb, telling people I feel like I'm dying. I feel it. I feel it. I kept saying it. I feel like I'm dying. I feel it. My legs are going numb. To a point, it got to a point where I can barely move my leg. Mm, to land on the floor, feeling myself bleed, but I'm in no pain at all. But I can feel me bleeding out. Not seeing my life before. I didn't see my life flash before my eyes. Didn't see anything. Only thing I could think about is this it? Is this how I go? So I would say the scariest part about this is when you're a 6'3", 200 and the time 44-pound man who's so used to taking care of himself, being a provider, protector, being a certain presence, taken away from me. Like my biggest superpower is my presence, my protective energy. And to lose that for any amount of time, it's disheartening. But on top of that, yeah, laying on that ground, I didn't see my life flash before my eyes. I didn't see anything. Only thing I could think was, this is just not how I go. This ain't how I'm supposed to go. I actually at one point in time it said a bitch ass nigga ain't supposed to be the one to take me out. So that's my survival story. But that's the third time in my life where I almost lost my life. But this was the first time, well, the second time by the hand of somebody else. The first time I got hit by a car, but the second time and the three times I almost lost my life, it was could have been by the hand of somebody else. So when I woke up, the detectives came in to talk to me. They asked me what happened. because the dude had called the police on himself. Now, mind you, I traveled, I did door to door sales for 11 years. Loved it, still love it to this day. Can't do it no more. But that was my livelihood, and it's like I think like, what else can I do besides sit in front of this camera and talk? Because I don't have the strength. And the two things that has made me the most money in my life, and that's this and this. This. I've never really had to use this, but along the way, I understood that it might be a time where I had to use it. So I did obtain my associates in business. I actually just graduated last year, working on my bachelor's. Start back school in May. Um, I have a 11-year-old that'll be 12 next month. Like I got my mom, my sister, and my brothers and them to help me, but it's but so much they can do, you know. So what do I do? I don't know. But yeah, so that goes to this point I'm making. So only thing I can do is sit in front of this camera and express myself and hope that there's people out there that want to listen. Because I got some things to talk about. You know, I've been through a lot in life. I think I have experience and can have a debate with the best of them about any topic. Any topic. My portfolio is diversified. You know, for hip hop to politics, we can talk about whatever you want. But it's like, what do I do? So hopefully, I can gain a crowd big enough to hear me and to understand. You know, I spent so much of my life protecting people. Now I need to be protected. Like I'm in a situation right now as we speak, as I look into this camera, which I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. And at times, you know, you start to feel like, man, maybe it's so much easier to just but I ain't him. I'm gonna fight through this shit. But yeah, so let's go. So right here to the right is February 15, 2026 at approximately 10:41 a.m. This shit right here, but I want to see what the CBS News said because this is 2 days later. A stabbing at a hotel in Vallejo on Sunday left a man critically hurt, and a resident of Wisconsin are arrested in the attack. So yeah, the dude who did it to I ain't gonna say his name, but he from Minnesota Police Department. The Vallejo Police Department said in a post on social media that the officer responded at about 10:41 a.m. Sunday to the report of a stabbing at a hotel on the 1000 block at Admiral Callahan Way. As officers was on the way, dispatchers received a call from 40-year-old Gregory Scott II of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's him. He called the police on himself, who reported he had stabbed a man during an altercation. Police said officers arrived to find a man lying on the ground with at least one stab wound. They began first aid on the victim until medics arrived and he was taken to a hospital. That's a lie. Not, not one person. Officer made announced emerged from his room and were taken into custody without incident. Officers obtained a search warrant for the hotel room and found a knife suspected to be involved in this incident. Police said following statements from witnesses from Scott himself, along with a review of surveillance footage, officers placed Scott under arrest for the stabbing. For a medical evaluation and later booked into Solano County Jail, charged with assault with a deadly weapon. He was being held on $35,000 bail. His first court appearance was set for Wednesday. He's out now though. I actually when I woke up, because in all reality, I was whooping the nigga ass. I let them know I was the aggressor. You feel what I'm saying? He was defending himself. That's how he got out the same day I woke up. Cause I ain't that type of nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Excuse my language. Like I can't be the person who a lot of people have been a victim, to some of my behavior. But I can't be the person, when it's my turn. And it wasn't really even it wasn't my fault you feel me, why I got it was actually like I could have been on some sucker and got the man fried through under the jail. You feel what I'm saying? But instead, I'm like, nah, I'm a brother who was against mass incarceration of black men. We had a disagreement. I was getting the best of him physically. He did the only thing he knew what to do. I wasn't so mad because he stabbed me one time. He didn't stab me multiple times. And yeah. So that's how that went. But he got out. I don't know where he at now. The crazy thing about it is he he had on my clothes and shoes when he did it to me. Stuff I let him wear. See, look right here. Man in Vallejo Hotel calls 911 on himself at the stabbing. Boy called him on himself. See, this joint hit the nose. Like, look, this is him. Look, he was high out his mind. Like, we did traveling sales, so we worked together. We did door to door. Was for 5 hours. The doctors ain't know if I was gonna pull through. You feel me? Yep, this the officer that came and see me. Michael Hurley. Shout out to him. Because he ain't pushed the issue. Yeah, here go this bum ass nigga. The nigga went to jail. That t-shirt he got on right now was mine. The pants he got on was mine. The shoes he got on was mine. I gave that shit to him. Well, it was his then, because I gave it to him, but how you get stabbed over a squabble, though? A squabble. I never respected people who brought weapons into a squabble. Like, that ain't never. They don't list my name and none of this shit. Oh, that ain't me. This is me though, right here. When I got locked up 2015. Yeah, I was 24. But yeah, man.